So we are going to use a Google Sheet to help us do our cost analysis for our utility shed. So the first thing we need to do is set up our cost analysis utility sheet. So go to Google Drive, make sure it's organized. You see mine's in CA Unit 2. You create a Google Sheet. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to title the sheet itself, utility shed cost analysis, and then I'll put a title on it as well, utility shed in all caps, cost analysis. I want to make that bold and nice and large, text size maybe 24. All right, so the first column is just going to be a numbering system, 1, 2, 3 going down the side. I can get that to go further. I actually should have started a little bit further down, so if I highlight them, go to the outside, drag it down 1, and as I go across, I'm going to type in, so item, supplier, with link, unit cost, and I'm hitting tab every time to go to the next cell, then the quantity, and then the cost. All right, the item, that's where I'm going to type in the name of each item. It's going to be kind of a lot, so I'm going to want to drag this over. So I go between B and C up here, click down and drag over. That way I'll have a lot of room to type out the name of each item. The supplier, I'm going to give a little more there. Then the unit, something didn't go right there. Let me backspace. So it's the unit and unit cost, then quantity and cost. All right. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room there. I don't need quite as much room here. I only need the numbers to show. I'm going to, if you just highlight 1, 2, 3 and then drag down, you can go as far as you need with the numbering. I think we're going to have about 18 items. So I'm going to click up top here, and I'm going to merge all these cells. Click on this to merge them, and then I'll center that. I'm going to make these bold and center those. And then one really cool thing about Google Sheets, if you highlight this whole table and go to Format, Alternating Colors, say Done, it will kind of alternate the colors for you, so that way it's easier to keep track of what's going where. And then we'll put in some borders here, and that's pretty much it. Now we just need to put in all the items. So the first thing we're going to estimate the cost of is the concrete. When you pour concrete, you need to have concrete forms. Oops. And stakes. Next thing is the number 4 rebar that we're going to use. Those are all 10-foot lengths. Rebar ties, when you tie separate pieces of rebar together. Rebar chairs, because they can't be just sitting on the ground. And then it's all of our different types of lumber. 2x4x8 lumber, 2x4x16 lumber, 2x4x16 pressure lumber. This one's going to be pressure treated. 2x6x8 lumber, 2x8x12 lumber, 2x12x12 lumber. So that's all the different types of wood that we're going to use. The other one is going to be half, so then we'll put it on the walls, half-inch drywall. Vapor barrier, and then we have our lumber, and then we have 1/2-inch plywood. House wrap, that's going to be Tyvek. Vinyl siding. On the roof, we have roofing felt and shingles. And that should be it. Other than that, so for example, if here you go to Home Depot and look up, let's see, vapor barrier. Let's just do that real quick. So click on Home Depot, and then vapor barrier. And so there's 10 foot by 100 foot. So if I were to click on this item and then take that link, copy it, and right click in here, insert link. The link's gonna go here. The text I'll put in as Home Depot. And when I hit apply, you see that it's Home Depot, but when it's linked, it takes me straight to this item. And then the item would be each, EA for each. EA is each. The unit costs 54.98. Make sure that's in dollars. So this whole column here, since it's a cost column, should have dollars. Quantity, you would need to figure out. So this is 1,000 square feet of material. You need to go around the outside of your shed and figure out if 1,000 is enough. I'm not doing that for you. I'm just going to estimate that the quantity is 1. And then the cost, here's where we're going to use a formula. You type in equals. It's the unit cost times the number of units. Enter. All right. And then we're going to take that and we're going to copy that all the way down. So every time you fill in a unit cost and a quantity, it will automatically update. And the last thing we need to do to finish this analysis sheet is do a subtotal. All right. So if you right justify this, so click up here, right justify. Again, a formula equals the sum of all of these cells. So you click and drag. Right now it's just the one, 54.98. Don't forget we have to include tax, sales tax, which here in Cook County, state and local tax adds up to 9%. So when you say it's equal to formula, this, and 9% of that is you multiply by 0.09. And then the total material cost is equal to the subtotal plus tax. And then once you fill in all of these, all of this down here will automatically update. And this is your primary number that you care the most about. So we're going to bold that and outline it. And that's the number that we really care about in the end. That's how much the material cost for our shed will cost. All right. So that's how to set up a spreadsheet to help us do our analysis.